Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we are going to the business of the day. So we'll be going to the business of the day in the next um 1 2 minutes. We have our facilitator for tonight here already, and hopefully every other person will join us um before we get to maybe midway of the class, because some people requested that they will be late a little or something and the life and the life. So yeah, one of those things is taking responsibility, and then if you know things will not work out, just be accountable at first. And but then accountability doesn't mean that it will be permitted though. It might be permitted and at the end not accepted. You get so, but that's by the way. So let's move on. Our facilitator for today is my I always tell you guys they are my ogas. Right? I'm just one small boy amidst all of them, just trying to, just one small boy. They are just telling you, okay, take one thing. Sometimes they just tell me take top, just be cool. You get so I'm just one of their boys. So it's my oga, my boss while on campus also, and then he was a year ahead of myself while on campus, and he taught us a lot of things, right? So I will love us to appreciate the person of Oladeji Olushola. Let's appreciate our ways of doing it. We are welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Everybody, let's greet him. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
All right, all
You're
right,
welcome.
all right. Beautiful, beautiful.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. So we'll be having him in the next 1 minute, and then he'll be coming up to continue. I just hope every one of us try as much as possible. Let's keep our internet active. Keep your internet active. Learn. Don't forget as our own schedule. Look at it. Always with me. The pen and my book always with me to write because of what? Information, knowledge. And one thing is important for you to put down, pen it down. Remember what our, I think, facilitator for day two said. He said, pen it down. You cannot have all the whole thing, your idea, just pen it down. Once you can put down, because you can forget at any time. Challenges might come in your head and then before you know it, you have forgotten. But once you pen it down, you can always remind yourself. So don't forget, pen it down. All right, so I will be muting myself so that we can have our facilitator for the day. Welcome, sir. Welcome, Mr. Oladeji Olushola. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I believe you can hear my voice.
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here. And, though I'm not seeing our faces, but well, I can see our names, and it's so nice to be here with us. Permit me, I'm not using my camera tonight because it's kind of a little not too clear for now. So, but just follow me on my slide, and I believe we are going to enjoy this section together. So, firstly, let me appreciate the host for this mentorship program. You see, it takes a man who has a passion for others to host and bring this kind of meeting together. Many people don't understand or value this kind of meeting until they leave school or campus and they begin to see how life is, and they begin to face the challenges that life poses at them. At that time, they are not equipped to face life. So once again, I want to appreciate the host, Mr. Moyola Ola saying he's a good friend, and when I saw that he was hosting this, I was so happy, and I'm also happy to be here with us tonight. So let me share my screen so we can proceed with tonight's section. Okay, so can we see my screen now?
Yes.
Can we see
Yes,
my
we can
Yes,
screen?
see
sir.
your screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So
Yes.
vision and okay, thank you. Vision and its preparation. So this is the second part. I learned that we had the first part yesterday, and I believe that The facilitator did a very good job on that, and I'll just be building on what he has said. The facilitator too is also my very good friend. We went to school together, and I love what he's doing. He's doing amazing stuff out there, and I believe he has done good justice to prepare us for tonight's section. So vision and its preparation, part two. So the second part. So before I go on, I'll just say one or two things so that we can have a good context of why we are here tonight. You see, what I'll be sharing tonight were things I began to take serious when I was in 200 level, 300 level also too. I remember then in school, I was LAUTECH. If you're in LAUTECH, you know how LAUTECH, LAUTECH is now better now, but then LAUTECH used to, fall into incessant strikes, strikes upon strike. They call it industrial actions. So I remember then in 200 level, I think it's 200 level also too. So there was this 6 month strike, and most people went home, but I stayed back in school. I'm not the kind of person that loves going home. Some people once they just declare even maybe mid some break, maybe they can just say, okay, this holiday is happening. You see them, they pack their bags, they are going home as if they want us to go back home after they finish, their studies. So most time I stay back in school. So around that time, I began to question myself. I began to I can't continue to live the way I'm living. Things were not in how I want them to be. I knew there's more beyond what I'm currently doing, and there was that desire to to seek more, to ask questions that would steer me up to know why I am on earth. So then, people had gone to their various houses. But I was in school, so there was quite not much people in school then. So it afforded me time. Sometimes I'll be in the hostel 6 hours, just staying, reading, studying, building my skills. Sometimes I pray. Majorly, I prayed those times. So I began to question myself. I began to ask, okay, why am I on earth? What am I here to do? What should I do? Because I see that, if one don't embark on this journey early enough, most times people tend to regret the later part of their life. If you see most people, especially the older ones, if you speak to them at one point in their life, most of them they were friends to people that we celebrate today. They were friends to the people that are that we call celebrities, people who are successful today. But most of them, the mistake they made was why those ones were investing themselves. They were busy wasting their time, while they waste their time. And you see, the way life is, one day whether I like it or not, you have to come back and ask yourself these questions. So if you don't ask yourself now, very soon, whether I like it or not, you would have to ask yourself. So no, this mentorship program is for 200 level and 300 level students, and I believe this is coming at the right time. So please and please take proper use of this opportunity. When I joined the section, I saw that you were asked to read on the biography of Walt Disney. These are things that would actually equip you. I'll still go there. You are talking of vision and its preparation. So before I round up this and go to the next slide, please and please, I want you to take all this section serious. I think this should be the third day now, so if I'm correct. The remaining days, please take it serious. Invest in yourself. I'm telling you, the best investment you can ever make is to invest in yourself. The way life is now, life is becoming more difficult every day. Life is getting harder. Things are not the way they used to be. The world is evolving very fast, and if you're not prepared, life will get you unaware, and you don't see that you are 50. Let me say you become 30, you become 40, 50, 60. Before you close your eyes, you're already 70 years. And by then, most likely, no matter what you try to do, there's no much you can do by that time. So please and please, I want you to take this section serious. So I won't be dividing vision on and the likes of them. I believe the facilitator yesterday did that definition, what is vision and stuff like that. But today I'll be giving us concept about visions and how we can prepare ourselves. Concept about vision and how we can prepare ourselves. So we've tagged this vision and its preparation. Now, the first thing is no vision speaks at the beginning. No vision speaks at the beginning. As I've said, I believe the facilitator yesterday had done a good justice on that. I know what vision is, vision statement, what you have to write down, what you've seen about yourself, what you wish to accomplish in life before you leave, and all those things that encompass visions. So if you understand vision, then you should be able to understand what I'm saying here. So no vision speaks at the beginning. You see, most times people tend to rush life. So they want to achieve everything they've planned in the next maybe 5, 6, 7 years. But you see, the vision that will last are well laid down. There are structures to these things. Do you get what I'm saying? So there are structure to these things, and but it starts by what? Having a vision. When you have a vision, just know that that vision is there, but it will not speak at the beginning. Nobody will see that you have vision. Nobody will know that you've written something down. But you yourself, as the visionary, you know that what you've penned something down that will be like a compass to your life, that will be like a compass to your voyage here on earth, that will guide you as you progress on earth. Because vision make your life simple. Vision help you know what to do and know what to do. For instance, now when you have a vision, you know the kind of books you read. Most people they spend their time reading fashion magazine. Yeah, fine, they're also good if you are going into the fashion section, but most time people just read things that are not necessary. They begin to look at the music industry. They begin to read the latest kind of maybe dresses or stuff. Now if you are calling to the fashion industry, there are books you should read along that line. There are things you should focus on. There are trends that you should focus on. But most times people don't pick things up and read and they think they're making progress. You have to know what you are doing. Vision simplifies your life. So, but at first, no vision speaks at the beginning. First, you start by writing something down. As the Holy Book said, write it down. So write vision, make it plain. When you're making it plain, nobody is there looking at you. Nobody knows that you've penned something down. Nobody knows that this person has written something. But as time goes on, vision begin to speak. But at first, while writing it down, nobody knows that you've written something down. Today now we celebrate, Google, we celebrate, Alibaba, we celebrate all those big companies. But ask them 20, 30 years ago, these things were just mere visions. Nobody know who Alibaba is. Nobody know who Jack Ma is. Nobody know Sundar Pichai, all those guys. Elon Musk. I will talk about them later on. But when they were starting out, nobody knows about them. But they had something driving them. It is called what? Vision. Now, so yes, Dubai around 1970. I love sharing this story a lot. So, but I'm here tonight, so I'll go deeper into this. So yes, Dubai in 1970. Now look at how Dubai is. Look at Dubai is more like a desert. Dubai is dry. Nothing glorious about Dubai. Nothing resplendent. Everything is just dry. Dubai. I think by this time they've not even discovered the oil well in Dubai. So Dubai was nothing to write about. There was no hope for Dubai. Dubai was nobody was visiting Dubai then. So Dubai was just a country, was just a city, and just there, no nothing. Dubai was not making the news. But look at what's happened. This is the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. Is the vice president and prime minister of the UAE. Now UAE is United Arab Emirates. Now UAE is made up of 7 Emirates. So Dubai is one of the Emirates that UAE is made of. We also have Abu Dhabi and the others. The other seven. So that's 5 of them now. So around this time, 1970, this man said, "I want Dubai to be number one in everything." You see, when he was saying this, nobody knew. Nobody knew he said that. What did I say? Vision does not speak at the beginning. But he said what? I want Dubai to be number one in everything. Number one in everything. Look at that kind of audacious vision. A man speaking like this at this time, look at how Dubai is, and a man speaking like this. What he had seen something others were not seeing. He knew that if Dubai has to be what he wants to be, he must first what? Write something down. He must declare a statement, which we call vision statement. He says, I want Dubai to be number one in everything. If you are around at this time and saying this, and you look at how Dubai was then, most time you doubt it. You say, what this man saying? This man is just bluffing. He's just speaking vain words. But the man knew what he wanted. He knew where he wanted Dubai to be in the next 50 years. Now, in more details, look at what he said. He said, I used to dream. I used to dream. Will we have roads? Will we have ministries? Will we see our flags in the United Nations? Will we be united as one? He says the word impossible is not in our dictionary in the UAE. Why now, I ask? Why not? Why not now? There is no finish line for progress, for innovation, for excellence. There is no finish line. We need to focus on education, then education, then education. Look at how we emphasize that word education. To me, that's the bedrock of any success in life. Our mission is ambitious, but our determination is bigger. Look at what he said there. He said, our mission is ambitious, though we have bigger visions, but we are determined to make this come to pass. We are determined to make this real. We are determined to make our vision a reality. Because until it becomes a reality, it is just mere words. Nobody will believe that you actually said something. He said, our mission is ambitious, but our determination is bigger. Time passes and never comes back. It says, like a river, it does not flow backward. I promise you that this is the beginning and we are forging ahead. Look at what he said. Now, this kind of words, a mere man cannot say this kind of words. These words are audacious statements. When he's saying this, most people will not believe what he's saying. They feel, oh, this man is just saying stories. Why do you speak like this? Why not just be contented with how Dubai is? Let's just manage ourselves. Let's just make sure that we are okay, we are fine. As long as our people can eat, we are okay. But this man said our mission is ambitious, but our determination is bigger. That means as long as you have a vision, you have a mission, you must be determined that this vision comes to pass. Because if it does not come to pass, then you just wasted your time. Nobody will believe you. So you have to make sure that that vision comes to pass. Because of our time, I have to just rush this section. So now, look at this is Dubai after 50 years. Now look at what we have. Look at Dubai here, 1970. Who will believe that Dubai will become something like this? Dubai as a city of superlatives. The first picture you are seeing here is the Burj Khalifa. That's the tallest building in the world. Tallest building in the world. According to research, this building costs over 1.5 billion. And it is stated that this building, 1.5 billion, is one of the most expensive man-made projects ever. I think the second expensive man-made project ever in Baghdad. Burj Khalifa, don't forget, the man said what? I want Dubai to be number one in the world. Everything. Look at that statement. Everything. Not that word. Everything. So he doesn't care what is happening along the world. He doesn't care what will see happen. What he wanted is what? Dubai to be number one in everything. Now look at the second picture here. This Dubai shopping mall. This is one of the most largest shopping mall in the world. It is in Dubai. Even myself, I had to just select this one because when I was checking those pictures out, they were just so beautiful. They are pictures that will compel you to want to go there and see for yourself. Now look at this, Dubai shopping mall. Don't forget, Dubai was not like this 50 years ago, but the man had spoken this. He said this will come to pass. I want this to be a reality. The third one, this is Emirates Airline. This airline is one of the most successful airline in the world. At the point, it was one of the busiest airlines. Do you know what that means? That means people were flying into Dubai, going out, making trade, doing all sorts of visits to Dubai. Dubai Emirates Airline. Don't forget, 50 years ago, there was nothing like Dubai Emirates Airline, but a man had a vision. This is the Burj Al Arab. This is one of the the most luxurious hotel in the world. It's a 5-star hotel. Now, if you study and you do your research, this hotel was built on water. Now, I was studying this. That was, I think, maybe 4 years ago, and I was looking at the architectural excellence that was placed into this. For you to build this kind of structure on water, you do know what went into it. They had to fill the ground, they had to call the best architects in the world. They had to call the best civil engineers in the world. And don't forget, the man said what? I want Dubai to be number one in everything. Look at this. This hotel now is one of the most luxurious hotels in the world. It's very expensive to even lodge it for a night. But don't forget, the man had a vision. He has spoken in his head. The fifth one is Dubai Modern Art Museum. This museum was just commissioned, I think, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. This museum now, they make sure that even though they are not the owner, they make sure that they paid some certain amount of money to collect some artifacts, some drawings, some paintings, just so that people will come and visit this place. And they paid millions of dollars, just to make sure that what they have the best modern art museum. Now, don't forget, this man made a statement. I want Dubai to be number one in everything. And look at this. There are many more because of the space here. I can't list all of them because of our time. You can go and study. Dubai is a city of superlatives. They have the fastest, one of the fastest airlines. They have they have air conditioned bus stops. If you are traveling and or you are trying to commute from one place to another and you are tired, there are bus stops where you can just go there and just there are air conditioner bus stops where you just stay there, relax, and for free. You don't have to pay some money. So Dubai is a city of superlatives. They are the best in this, first in this, largest in this, biggest in this. But don't forget, a man had a vision. I want Dubai to be number one in everything. When he was saying all these things, when he was saying that word, these things were not reality, but he has seen them ahead. He has seen the vision. He has pictured these things. And over time, what happened? These things begin to come to pass. Now, that will lead me to the next thing I'll be saying. Vision teaches you patience. Vision teaches you patience. Now, What I just explained now about Dubai now, it took them over 50 years, though some were manifesting, 30 years before, the 50 years, 30 years, 40 years, but the man had the vision for 50 years. When he spoke that word, he said, in the next 50 years, this and this should come to pass. So vision teaches you patience. As I've said the other time, that to write the vision down doesn't mean it will happen the next day. You must be patient. That vision must keep driving you. You must know that, one day this thing will come to pass. I can't just live my life anyhow. There's something I've seen. There's something I want to bring to pass. There's something that even though it is impossible, I believe it can come to pass. So vision teaches you patience. Many people now, they have visions written down, but we don't know them because that vision is what teaching them patience. They are working on it day by day. They are working on it daily. They are doing all what they should do. In the next 10 years, you begin to see them. Oh, wow, so this is what this person wrote down many years ago. Why? Because the vision is now manifesting. But note, vision teaches you patience. Now, I don't know if you know this young man. Now, he's not a young man anyway, now a old man. I think he's in his 50s. I think he clocked 50. That was, I think, around June or so. Now, here's Elon Musk at 17. Now, look at this young man. This is a 17 years old young man. Look at, if you look at this man, I'm sure most of us, if you saw him then, might have even given him a knock, might have, beaten him, might have taken his belt, might have just, knock him, might be playing with him. But this was the man that in the next, let's say, 33 years will become the richest man in the world. But as at this point, what happened? He had the vision. He was 17. He left his family at 17 to travel to the US. He was born in South African. He was born in South Africa, but he left alone. He boarded the flight alone and traveled down to the US at 17 years old. So before he traveled down, he had the vision. There was something that was driving him. He knew that for what he has to come to pass, he has to leave the country he was. That was South Africa. He left South Africa, and at 17 years old, nobody helped him. He booked the flight and he traveled out of South Africa alone. Why? Something was driving him. Something was driving him. Now, he said something here. He said, for me, it was never about making money, but solving the problem of humanity. That was what was driving him. Though, I've spent a lot of time towards last year and this year, I've consumed many of his content, his tapes. Sometimes I listen to this man, I'm like, what kind of man is this? His vision are too audacious. He said, okay, I'll still go down here. We have some things here, but when I listen to him, I was, what kind of man is this? The kind of vision he reads is just unimaginable. You are saying that you want to place woman on earth by 2025. How on earth? Woman on Mars. Woman on Mars. How on earth will you have that kind of vision? People have criticized him, said leave Mars and focus on earth. Do this. Don't just leave Mars alone. Don't cause more problems to humanity. But his vision was clear. He had the vision. I want to land woman on Mars by 2025. So, but note, he said what? For me, it was never about making money. Though he became the richest man in the world at the point. I think now he's still the richest man in the world. But he said solving humanity problem is the focus for me. So this man, he runs over 7 companies. He runs SpaceX, Tesla, Hyperball. He runs OpenAI. He runs Neuralinks, and there are about 7 of them. He runs SpaceX. He runs Tesla. But I don't want to focus on these 2. Don't forget, the vision is what? Solving the problem of humanity. So for SpaceX, the vision is establishing a permanent human presence on Mars. Now let me just share a little of why he said this. Now Elon Musk is a man that believes that one day, maybe humans sometimes might know. Humans are quite funny sometimes. Before then, that was maybe around 100 years ago. There was the World War One, World War Two, and the world was hot, nowhere to run to. The world was tense. So he believed that peradventure there's a World War Three, and the Earth becomes inhabitable. So we can have a place to move humans to. So he believed that Mars is habitable, and actually, according to scientific expeditions, they've seen that Mars is habitable. Just that there are some things that have to be there. Currently now on Mars now, there are no trees or planting, so oxygen is lacking there. So he had the vision that okay, you have to send some scientists there to start planting trees to make sure that oxygen are present on Mars. So, but he had the vision. He said, "What? Let us establish a human presence on Mars," and he began to work on it. And now you see, he started SpaceX. That was around 2003 or 2002. Don't forget, establishing a permanent human presence on Mars. Now, the second one is Tesla. He said to create the most compelling car car company of the 21st century by driving the world's transition to electric vehicle. Now, most people don't know that Tesla was so Elon Musk isn't the founder of Tesla. He just before he bought shares in Tesla and he became the I think the chairman. Then later on, I think he bought the company of the founders itself. So, but he had the vision. Everything he's doing, if you study his other companies, he runs over 7 companies. Everything is boils down to what? Solving the problem of humanity. So he runs Tesla. Now, at some point, he was saying Tesla is one of the companies that cost him 80% of his entire pain in life. Look what he said. He said Tesla is the company that cost him over 80% of the problem he has in the pain he has in life. There were times you had to sleep in the factory. There were times they had to fire some workers. There were times they had to face the U.S. Congress. Several things. There were times Tesla was at the brink of bankruptcy. That was during the 2008 global financial crisis. There were times he was about to declare bankruptcy. There were times that Tesla would have failed, but this man kept on. He kept on running, and today Tesla is the most successful car company in the world. It has beat General Electric, Toyota, all those. Yeah, within the space of 10 years, and all those General Electric, Toyota, all those Japanese cars, they've been existing for over 50 years. But Tesla, within just a space of 10 years or so, became the most, let me say the most, in terms of the financial returns, it is one of the top companies now. Now, so this is a starship. Now, let me just run a brief of what we have here. Now, this starship that you are seeing now is the rockets that will be used to send humans to Mars. First, I can't go to his vision now, but he had the vision that he had drawn the plan. The first thing is to send scientists. Now currently what they are doing is to make sure that Mars has been surveyed. So around February this year, Elon Musk together with NASA, they sent a rocket to Mars. Dubai also sent their own rocket to Mars. I think China too also sent their own rocket to Mars. About 4 different groups sent their rocket to Mars to survey Mars and see what is there. And there were pictures that were taken, drones and the Mars rovers that that were roaming around Mars, trying to see what is there and to pick and study the place before they begin to send humans. So they have a rocket that they use. That's the Falcon 9. The Falcon 9 is one of the most successful rockets that was ever built. Now let me run a brief history on this now. Now, in 2003 or so, this man started SpaceX. Now, then he had no money. So the best he could do was to what? Okay, he went to Russia and he wanted to buy one of their refurbished rockets. Russia back then, they were big on rockets. So he went there and they said to buy a refurbished rocket it costs over 80 million US dollars. But he said he doesn't have the money. So he had to travel back to the US and so I said while on the plane he began to examine, okay, why is this rocket so expensive? So he began to break it down. He began to say, okay, so he noticed that why rockets were expensive was the fact that they were buying those parts from companies that are making the parts. So they couple them. So while they are buying those parts, those companies they will add their profit to it and everything. So you notice that most times rocket itself is not expensive, but because those those people that are making it then they were buying the part from other companies who also are after profit. So they put money on it and rocket becomes more expensive. So he came back and said he's going to start his own rocket company, and he began to build. So he started with I think the Falcon 1. The Falcon 1, he launched it into space. It didn't reach some kilometer. He saw it crashed down. It came down. It crashed down. He didn't give up. He started again from scratch. He built the second rocket. Now the goal was to reach orbit. Once it could reach orbit, that's the space orbit, then that flight was successful. So the second time he did it, he didn't even go more than the space. The thing came down crashing. He wasted money again. He tried again the third time. He tried again the third time, and this time again, he said, it was not even so much that the rocket came down crashing again. So he knew that the fourth time, if this thing crash, then there's nothing he can do again. All the money wasted, everything down. But they said the fourth time is like the lucky charm. So he tried it the first time, and when I watched that video, I was so touched. When the video, they made the documentary of that fourth launch, and they were watching it, and the fourth launch was a success. It was that fourth launch that made SpaceX successful. If the fourth launch failed, forget it, there won't be SpaceX again. So when the fourth launch was made and it was successful, NASA saw it, and they said, okay, wow, this is because back then NASA had stopped their space program. NASA had wasted a lot of money, because it's the federal government work, because of the governmental bureaucracy and everything. So they had to stop their space program there. So when they saw that it was successful at the fourth launch, they called him the following day. That was December 24 or so, and they offered him $1 billion, $1 billion to continue SpaceX. But he said if that fourth launch had failed, there won't be SpaceX again. Now imagine he has given up on the second time, the third time, or the fourth time. Don't forget that I said what vision teaches you patience. So the fourth time was the successful one, and today they could build this. Now this one you are seeing here, this one is, they call it the Starship. The Starship is one of now, because they need a rocket that is reusable. If the rocket is not reusable, they will have to keep spending money and money. So it's just like plane. Imagine a plane is not reusable. Imagine once a plane flies once, it crashes, and they have to build another plane again. So it's going to make what rocket reusable. So because of that, I'm going to talk on Tesla, but Tesla too was one of he had to face a lot of stuff, a lot of challenges. He said it's one of it is a company that cost him 80% of his pain in his entire life. When I saw that statement, I was like, wow. But still, the man stood true. He saw the vision. He knew that this thing is possible, and he pressed on. So this leads me to this one now. He said, vision always mirror the visionary. Vision always mirror the visionary. You see, when you write your vision down, nobody knows that you've written something down. So at that time, you become the substance of your vision. People begin to look at this man. Oh, the way he's living his life. They say that, oh, it's as if this person is going somewhere. That's what people say. They began to see, oh, this man is studying, he's reading books, he's attending the seminars, he's focusing on his destiny. So mission always mirrors the visionary. If you're going to be successful, we can't know what you've written down, but we can look at you and picture what you've written down. Okay, they see you attending music concerts, they see you buying the musical instruments, they see you going to music school. Though we may not know that you have a vision to change the music industry, but because we are seeing you doing this, oh, you are attending the music school, we can say, oh, this person is trying like mirror the vision. You are the substance of your vision. When we look at you, we should have an idea. Oh, this person is going somewhere. That's why you see most times I can look at someone and know that even if he's talking in the next 10 minutes, I can picture that this person is not. The way he's talking is not looking like he's going somewhere. The way he lives his life is not looking like he's going somewhere. The way he dresses, the way he comports himself, this one is not going somewhere. So vision always mirror the visionary. Now, this leading to this, you have to work on yourself. You have to work on yourself. Since vision mirrors the visionary, you have to work on yourself. You have to develop your thinking capacity. You have to know how to think. Okay, now I want to disrupt the music industry. How will I do it? How will I, how do I come into the music industry? We have people who are there already. How will I make my way through? Okay, I want to disrupt, the tech industry. You are not the first person to do it. People have been there before. You have to think. Okay, what do I do? How do I start it? Where do I begin from? What should I start working on? Which book should I buy? That leads to the second one. You have to read books and study history. See, this one can never be overemphasized. You have to read books. You are going to the tech industry. There are people who have done it before. Read about their story. Read what they've done. Read where they failed. Read what they did wrong. Read about their success stories. Read about how they almost gave up. Read about many of these things. You see, what this thing does is that they begin to build confidence in you. Oh, you knew that this person was trying to do this day and they failed, and you are experiencing something similar. Oh, oh, if this person could pass through this thing, I can also pass through it. Read books, study history, read biography. That I love reading biography. Last year I spent most of my time reading biographies. I was just devouring them, reading. Okay, how did this person start this company? What was his process? How did he get his team? Some of those things, all these things, they build something in you. Then the third one, sharpen your skills. You have to sharpen your skills. Where you are going to the music field, you have to work on your voice. If it's an instrumentalist, you have to know how to play the instrument very well. If they are looking at the top 5 in this place, you must be there. You are a programmer, you don't know how to code, you have to build yourself, work on your skills, pay for the courses. You may not have the money, go to YouTube. There are free courses there. You don't have to pay for YouTube videos. Search them. Most of us don't maximize things that are freely given to us. These things are there. YouTube is the global university. Go and read, study, download the courses, work on tutorials. Most of the skills I have, and even the facilitator too. I'm a designer, and he used to say designer. Ask him most of what he learned, even most of what I also learned, they were on YouTube. I don't think I've paid the kobo to learn design. What I did was that was what now part of what, and I was sharing a story when I was in 2 level then, when I was trying to design myself. I knew that okay, I have to just work on my designs. So then I was downloading YouTube videos, watching, learning, and today now I know I've at least to an extent, I know I'm better at designing. Sharpen your skills. You want to become a footballer, learn how to train, wake up in the morning, study. You can always study too. You can study those people who have gone ahead, study about their life. They have great stars, they've written books, they have biographies. Study it, sharpen your skills, build on yourself. You don't have to you're an athlete, you have to watch your food. All these things are things that you need. Then build quality relationships. This one cannot also be overemphasized. You need people that you have to work with, people that are going to encourage you as you are going, because sometimes it is difficult. It is not easy. I'll still get there, but you have to build quality relationship, and you have to build relationship with those who are your contemporaries and those who have gone ahead of you. You need mentors. You need people that you can just go to their inbox and speak to. And sometimes the people that you want them to mentor you, they might not be at your reach. Download their tapes, download their audios, buy their books, research about them online, you read what they've written, follow them on Facebook, read their stories. With that, you can, you see, sometimes we are waiting that, until we see this person before we can, ask some questions. By the time you are reading their materials online, by the time you are, looking at what they have online, most of the questions will have been answered. But beyond that, look for how to get people that, even though they might not be successful as you think, but you know that this person can help you. Make them your mentor. And don't just choose mentor anyhow. You have to look for the right people to choose. Build relationship with them, with your friends that you know that they are going to where you are going to. Though they might not be going to where you are going to, but this person is also a visionary. He has focus. He's focused on his life and destiny. Then this fifth one, get healthy exposure. And let me explain this to you. Now you see, sometimes you have to just leave your comfort zone and just go to some places. Now, for instance, you have to attend some conferences. There are some conferences that you just go, and the caliber of people you meet there, they just broaden your scope of your vision. There are some places you visit. There are places that I visited, and I was like, oh boy, look at how this place look like. Look at the architecture. Look at the way the structure was built. Look at how this one was fashioned. All these things begin to build exposure. They begin to widen your horizon. They begin to widen your scope. They begin to widen how you think. Get healthy exposure. Sometimes you will not be able to travel to those places. Go online, view them. Okay, one day you want to visit this Louvre's museum in France. You don't okay, but now you cannot pay the money to go there. Go on YouTube. Most of those things are on YouTube. Watch them. Look at how those things were built. Look at those structures. Look at those things. So all these things, they begin to widen your horizon, because sometimes most of us, where we grew up, and even where we are schooling, most of those places they can't steal something in you. But there are some places you get to, there are some companies you go to, and you are like, boy, look at this excellence. All these things begin to build up something you, and they begin to stir up something you have. Then vision requires courage. Now I would like to dwell on this also. So please and please know that vision requires courage. Vision requires courage. Sometimes what you've written down, you yourself, you laugh at yourself. You believe, oh, can this thing come to pass? But you know that no, this thing is possible. But sometimes it might not look like it will come to pass, but you have to have courage. You have to be able to take that first step. Some people call it baby step. You have to take that first step. Okay, this thing is possible. This thing is possible. I can do this. I can do this. Vision requires courage. You need courage to what? Fulfill your vision. So that leads me to this. Say what? You have to believe in yourself. Listen, you see, you have to believe in yourself. That's what I'm talking about. It requires courage. People will doubt you. Others may mock you. There will be shame, and that's true. There will be times you feel like giving up, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that I'm going somewhere, even though I'm not getting results, but I know that I'm going somewhere. People might laugh at you. People that don't know where you're going to, they will say, his own is too much. Hello, they gonna, are you the only one? Let us go and play. Let us go. No, I'm not saying you should not play, but you know that what sometimes play become a luxury. They're a waste of time. People know they'll make you feel bad that why you always reading your books? Why you always doing this? But you have to believe in yourself. They will laugh at you. People will say, oh, skeleton, talk, many of those funny stuff. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to say that, oh, fine, I know that I'm tired. I know I want to sleep, but no, there's something I'm going to. You wake up in the night again, you pick your book, you read. Last year last year was more like, more like, a quest to finding the why of life. I was on a quest. I was asking many questions. Okay, why is the earth like this? Why is I was asking many whys. Why the whys to life? Because you also have to ask those questions. I remember then, that was when MTN started. This once you subscribe on MTN, they give you, free YouTube plan. So once I just wake up at night, I go on YouTube. I began to study. I began to watch videos. I spent hours. I can't count the number of hours. I spent hours watching YouTube videos. Okay, how did this person came up with this ideology? Okay, what's the trick behind Albert Einstein theory? What's the trick behind the Earth? Why is the Earth big? Why is the star like this? You have to ask those questions. You must know why you're on Earth. You must know why you're on this. You must know the why to things. Those things are important. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to have the courage. Okay, this thing is possible. People will laugh at you. That's it. See, people, and with the way Nigeria is, when you are trying to become serious, they will say, why you always doing this? But you know why you're doing this. You know why you are working on these things. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that this thing I've written down can come to pass. This thing I've written down must come to pass. You want to give up, it's true. You want to say I'm not doing it again. You want to sleep, that's true. But you have to what? Believe in yourself. That what I've written down is possible. If you study research and read biographies, you will see times and times where these people they wanted to give up. They were tired. Sometimes it will be their wife that will encourage them. Sometimes it will be just one more success that will keep them going. But they have to just forge ahead. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will believe in you. And that's just the truth. Many people we doubt ourselves, we believe I'm not strong enough, I'm not capable enough, I can't do this enough, and so many funny stuff. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that I can do this thing. This thing can come to pass. Though you don't have the money, though you are living in one corner of your street, though your house is not fine enough, but you have to believe in yourself. See, vision can take you to anywhere you want to be in this world. And the thing is that the way the world is now, you can be successful very fast if you know how to position yourself. So even though currently now, you are not even, you don't even know what to eat tonight, you don't have money, don't worry. Drink your garri, drink all what you have. Just pay the price. And one day people will say, oh, this person truly, truly believed in himself. And that's when people can also believe in you. Today now, anything Bill Gates says now is like the final word. Today now, anything, look at the what happened now, Zuckerberg some days ago. It was like the chief controller of the social media space. So now people anything he does now is like the final. But back then when he started Facebook at Harvard, nobody believed in him. But you have to believe in yourself. You believe that what I'm working on will change the world. What I'm working on will change humanity. What I'm working on can change myself. And that leads me to the final one. At the end, vision speaks. At the end, vision speaks. At the end, vision speaks. It's at the end that people say, look at Amazon. This is picture of Jeff Bezos here. By the time I was working here, how many people can you see here? Nobody. And I'm sure this looked like, this picture now looked like it was late at night. Nobody was watching it, but he knew that what I have something that I'm working on. At this point, vision was not speaking, but at this point, people say, "Wow, look at this vision." So he had the vision to build the largest, online market space. But by the time he was working here, nobody knew about him. Oh, who is this young man? I'm sure by then they will have mocked him, they will laugh at him, they will discourage him, but he knew what he was going after. Look at the same thing here, Google. Who believed that Google be the giant company it is today? But by this time, nobody believed what is Google. Nothing is Google. By then, I think there were times they even wanted to sell Google. Even the founders too, they were discouraged. But now look at what you have today. Google is now they are now one of the companies controlling the entire globe. Most of our applications, Android, Gmail, there's nobody that does not use Google app today. I don't care what you are doing. You still have to use Google App. But imagine they've given up here. Imagine when the vision was not speaking. They had silent division. Imagine they were like, oh, forget it. This Google thing cannot work. But they stood. I'm sure they laughed at them. I'm sure they mocked them. I'm sure they make jest of them. But yet they keep at it because vision speaks at the end. Now this last one is Alibaba. This Jack Man. This Jack Man. Look at this tiny young man. And at the point he was the richest man in China. Look at he had the vision, Alibaba. I read his book last year, and I was like, man, this guy is just something else. He was a Chinese, and he's a Chinese. Sorry, he's a Chinese, and back then, there was nothing about Chinese that was China that was glorious. You had to travel down to the US, and that was where they saw the first website, and they said we searched for the word beer, and they said that there was nothing that came out for China. So we went back to China and began to build the first search directory in China, and from there he had vision for Alibaba, AliExpress, and now he has and financial company. He has a big company now. So, but at this time, nobody what was it to himself. He doesn't even know the extent at which that vision can take him to. But he was focused because at the end, vision will always speak. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We are very grateful. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Wow, wow,
Thank
wow,
you so
wow,
much.
wow.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I
Thank you
love
very,
it.
very
I
much, sir.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So quick one.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you people did not even allow me to call you in before you started your thanking, right? It's nice. That's cool. All right. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you, sir. We
Yeah, thank you. Thank
thank
you.
you
Thank
for
you.
the opportunity to share this wisdom with us, right? So anybody with question, if you have one or two questions you want to ask the facilitator, um, one or two questions you want to ask, don't forget what we said. Questions are really, really important. Don't just assume, right? A little question can give you clarity to so many things that you never thought of. So once you have opportunity to have questions, to ask questions, just ask. Ask what is on your mind. If there's something you're working on and then it's seeming difficult for you to sort it out, just ask questions.
Yeah.
Eh? So I didn't get that. All right. So anybody before anybody. All right. Anybody.
Right. So I have a question, something to say.
You have
I have something to say. Hear me? Can you hear me?
okay.
Right. I want to thank today's facilitator for everything he has shared. But sir, your facilitators are challenging me to start something new. There is this. I started something 3 days ago, sha. There is this. I came on holiday to where my parents stay. So there is
I
this old fence
sorry,
that
I
that
can
fell.
barely hear you actually.
I started something like 3 days ago. Can you hear me now?
Not yet. You said you started something. I guess.
I started something. I took up something 3 days ago.
All right.
So it was this old fence in near our street. It fell off. So it is a fence to the restroom, and it is sharing space between it and that compound.
Okay.
I want to get the fence back. I want to build it back, but not by myself. Oh. So I actually went to where I would get blocks, the people that would get the work done. Man, mean that I don't have anything. I went there, they were calling prices for me. So the price was just too high. So my problem now is that how do I get some people in this community to how do I approach them to at least fund small part and then I'll do the rest. Right, thank you, sir.
All right. I don't know if our facilitator got what he said.
Okay, I'm not sure I understand what you said. Though.
Okay, let me.
Y- y-
Hello.
Yes, I did get you.
All right. So what he said is that 3 days ago something happened in his environment. I think there was a fence um, between maybe where he's staying and then the neighbor or something. So what happened is that so the fence got damaged or it collapsed. So then he took the initiative to go and ask for how much the cement and everything that would be needed for the amendment of the fence. So what he's now saying that he doesn't know how to approach the community leaders and people in the community so that they can come together and build up all those things. So more like how can he approach community leaders and how can he approach people to ensure that the community service he wants to render is being done. Because he went to ask for the amount and then the amount was far, far beyond what he could help with. But how can he gather people to ensure that that vision or that mind is being implemented?
Okay, well, that question is kind of dicey, but if I will respond to the question, you see, now this question is context based. Now I don't know much about your community. I don't know much about what you're talking about, but I believe every community has a leader, and the first thing is to identify who the leader is or who the leader are in in that community. So now, but the question is, okay, you want to gather people or money, I don't know what you're talking about now, that would help you to work on that project. Now, you see, most times, um, you may have to look for how to start this thing yourself before others believe in what you are doing. If you are waiting for people to come and help you at first, most likely they may not come around to help you. So you have to start from where you are and start with what you have. Okay, so as you are working on it, if it's something you can work on yourself, or gather one or two friends that also believe in what you want to do. As you are doing it, people will begin to join you. When you fold your hands and you're waiting for this leader, that leader to come and help you or something, you may not get them to come and help you. So you have to start with what you have. Okay, what do you have? What can you do about it first? What can you work on that will not require much money or that will not require much capital from you? So from that, once you've done little, so they can see that, oh, this person is serious about this thing. Now let us come and help him. But if you are waiting for someone to to help you at first, most times they may not come. So people want to see the result first before they commit.
Oh, oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Got that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. So let's
Thank you.
have. I don't know which of them is asking question. Is it Janet or is it Ikeoluwa? Any of them, just come up. Anybody that have that question in, in the chat box. Anybody that type the question
I
in
have
the
a
chat.
question,
All right, Mr.
sir.
Oluwadamilare, wait a minute, please.
Okay,
I have a question.
Janet, sir.
Wait,
That's okay.
wait a minute, please. Let's have Adebola Ifeoluwa. I don't know who is asking question in that Adebola Ifeoluwa. Anyway. So, but let's add the person. Oya o, Janet, let's add you, please.
Okay, it's Janet, sir.
All right, good. Let's add you, please. Go on with your question. All right, you know what you do for us, Janet?
Can you hear me, sir?
No, type your question. I think your network is somehow. You can type your question. I'll just call it to the facilitator. You get? I think your network is. Do you get that? Uh, all right. So along that way, let's have Mr. Damilare. Mr. Damilare Oladeji. Oh, you're even the same. I don't know.
All right, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Big thanks to our facilitator tonight. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your ideas with us. Sir, I want to ask, can a vision fail? Is there anything called a failed vision? That's number one. If yes, what are the factors or what are the things that can make a vision fail? And thirdly, how can it be avoided? That's the first question. And number two, is there anything called unrealistic vision?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. That's a very, very, very nice question. So that's like four questions in one, in two now. The first one is three, and the second one is a question. So, okay, the first one is, can a vision fail? Okay, now, before a vision can fail, there are conditions to why a vision can fail. Now, uh, if you have a vision, the first thing is to what? To write the vision down, make it plain, so that he that sees it can what? Can run. So once you can attain that position or that point where your vision is plain and people can see that, okay, this is what this vision is about, most likely, even if you don't accomplish that vision, someone can see it and run with it. So the vision can fail and the vision cannot fail. It depends on what you've done with the vision before you said, the vision fails. So if you can make the vision plain, and you're already working on the vision, and people can see that, okay, for instance, now look at Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs had a vision to make digital devices accessible to everybody. But what happened along the line? Steve Jobs died, but the vision did not die with him. He had what? The vision was plain. Everyone knew that this is what this man was running with. So someone else could come up and take up that vision. But remember, the vision was plain. He had made sure that this vision was well written down. It was clear. So that's why someone else can come over and take over from where it stopped. So that's the first thing. So the vision can fail and the vision cannot fail. It depends on if the vision is well written down, clearly stated, and it's something that everyone can run with. I mean, people who see the vision can run with. Then the second one, how to avoid a failed vision. I think I've answered that question. You must make it plain. That's the first thing. You must make sure that your vision is plain. It is clear to you. You know that this is what you're running with. Then the second one is, if you don't work on yourself, the vision can never come to pass. The vision depends on you. You are the visionary of the vision. If you are not equipped to fulfill that vision, then the vision is a failed one. You want to become, a music artist, or you want to own a tech company, or let me use music, and you are not training your voice. You are not, learning what you should learn. You are just sitting down, waking up. The vision cannot come to pass. So the vision largely depends on you. Are you working to make sure that this vision comes to pass? Are you building your capacity? Are you working on yourself? So that's the answer to the second one. You have to work on yourself. So I don't know the third. I forgot the third question now. Can you give me the third question? I think it was a three-in-one question.
Like, is there anything called unrealistic vision?
Okay, now that's also a good question. You see, there is a difference between wishful thinking, or some people call it lofty ambitions, and then a vision. Some people just have unrealistic vision. Now, you see, but there's a thin line before you can call a vision unrealistic. Now, for instance, now, practically speaking, now I was talking of Elon Musk. Most people, if he's saying that thing, you will not believe that it will come to pass. You want to take a woman to planet Mars by 2025. Looking at that vision, it's kind of unrealistic, but it depends on the visionary to make sure that what he has seen become a reality. So to everybody, your vision is unrealistic until you make it what? A reality. Now let me give us this perspective now. Let's go back to the 1900s. Let's say we are in the 1900s now. And let's say I just come up and said, okay, in the next 80 years, or let's say the next 90 years, there'll be an internet. There'll be a place where we can be seeing ourselves doing video call like this, video conferencing. Practically, then they will say this thing is what? Unrealistic. Nobody will believe that that thing can be possible. If we say that, oh, we are going to have a digital device that can connect to anywhere in the world. If I'm saying that thing in 1900, most people believe that this is not possible. It is not real. So it is the work of the visionary to make sure that vision is a reality. To others, your vision is unrealistic. Nobody will believe in your vision. That's just the way it was. If you now, okay, we know about the story of Noah. Noah was hammering, oh, this will happen, this will happen, this is what is going to happen. He was building the ark, and as he was building the ark, he was saying this will happen. But others were saying, oh, this is not realistic, this will not happen, this will not come to pass. But what happened? When the time came, the vision what came to pass. So to others, most times the vision is unrealistic. But to the visionary, as long as what you've conceived is strong in your heart, and you know it is possible, then there's no limit to what you can achieve. Then the second one, let me the second question.
I think that's all, right?
Okay, that's all. Okay. Thank you.
Right?
Oh, it's
So
understood.
that's all, right?
Yes, sir. That's all, sir.
All right,
Thank you,
all
sir.
right. Good.
Okay.
All right, so we have the next question here. It says that what can one do when there is not much strength to continue with the vision? When there is no much strength to continue with the vision, what can one do at that point?
Okay. What can one do when there is no much strength to
Yes, to
continue with a
continue with the
vision?
vision.
That doesn't mean you should give up on the vision. That you don't have strength to continue the vision doesn't mean you should give up on the vision. You see, there are times that you are going to be tired. There are times that you are going to be frustrated. You've planned it out, but it's not working the way you plan it. See, those times is not when you have to throw away the vision. What you have to do is to what? Is to go back to your drawing board. Okay, what did I get wrong here? Why is that this thing is not working? Why is that I'm losing strength? Why is it that I don't want to continue this again? You have to ask yourself some questions and then find answers to those questions. So once you can do that, you see, once you go back to your drawing board, once you go back to your plans and you've seen what you've written down, there's no way strength to not come up in you. But most times, most of us don't have something written down. Most of us don't have where we write things down. So when you are tired, there's nowhere to run to give you back strength. But you've written down that okay, in the next 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, this is where I will be. This is where I'll be doing. This is what I'll be doing. But because most of us don't have something written down, we tend to lose strength. We don't know what to do again. We believe that, oh, I'm tired. Let me just give up and let me just live my normal life. But as long as you have something written down, as long as you can go back to your drawing board, some people call it retreating. You have to retreat. You have to go back to where you've written those things down. And there's no if the vision is strong in your heart, there's no why you do not have strength again. So that you don't have much strength again doesn't mean you should lose sight of your vision. You can be tired, that's true. Most time we are all tired, but we should not give up on our vision.
Great, great. All right, the next question, the person said, how can I develop my thinking capacity? How can I develop my thinking capacity?
I I so much love this question. You can spend the whole night talking of this one, but you see, they call something. There are many methods and frameworks that if you are going to touch on them now, you are going to just you are going to spend the hours here. But they call something now. You see, there are many frameworks, but one of them is they call it mental models. Mental models are models that help you to get predictable results. There are many of them. There are many mental models. Many mental models. Okay, mental models work like, okay, if this is happening, what should I do in turn? Now, they call something, creative thinking. They call something critical thinking. Two of them are not the same. So there are many models. One of the person that wrote extensively on this is Di Bono. If you can just go online and and read about him, he has written a lot of stuff on on thinking models. So but for you to start with at your okay, I believe most of us are in 2 and 3 level. One of the way to develop your thinking capacity at least first start by reading books. There's a way reading build your capacity to think. There's a way reading, help you to think rightly. There's a way reading help you to to imagine things that were not possible before. For instance, now, when I began to listen to this man Elon Musk, my thinking pattern, I know I could dare the impossible because the way the man vision are so audacious, and I said this at the point I have just come back to myself. I'm saying, okay, now, boy, you're in Nigeria. This man is in the US, and there are possibilities there. But the man thinking, they changed something in my psychology, and I began to believe that this thing is possible. Even though I may not be able to send man to Mars or Venus or Jupiter, but the vision I have, I believe it is possible. So the way to develop your thinking capacity is by by reading, by studying. That's just the basic way. And there are models. There are many models to this. But I can't just be sharing and talking about them now. But the person can just maybe message me and can help you with materials that will help you on thinking well. But you can look for mental models on the internet. You can read fs.blog. Let me type it on the message. So you can just go to that website, fs. I read this blog a lot. It helped me to work on my thinking capacity to fs.blog. You can take on it. They have several content, several materials on thinking well, and so there are just many ways. But to round up or to revise it, number one, you have to be able to read and study. The second one, look for mental models. Mental models help you to think through situations, think through how things should be done when they happen. So you are prepared to know to respond accurately. And then the third one again is to study people, read about their life, especially people who has done amazing things, and things that we call impossible. So they help you to build your thinking, they help you to reason way. And you can also, as I've said, the exposure. Go to the museums, go to art theaters, go and look at ancient materials, artifacts, ask questions, go online, read about them. How did this person create this? You can look at the Da Vinci, it's painting. There are messages to his painting. I was able to think, I was able to reason this out. So the more you are rubbing your mind with all these things, the more you are marinating on them, the more they also help your thinking. So that you yourself, when life asks some questions, you have answers to them.
Interesting. Wow, wow. All right. Any more questions? Any other person? You have a question two. Is there anyone, anybody before we close for questioning? All right. So, in addition to their question, um, let me ask this in addition to their question. It's in line with one person's question. How do you make selection of your friends as you go on towards your vision? How do you make right um, choices of friends as we move on towards our vision, or as we move on to in the journey of life?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Let me start by saying this. You see, you are mandated to love everyone, but you can't be friends with everyone. You should show as a human being, you have to love everybody, but you are not to be friends with everybody. You see, there's a way life and your vision select friends for you. There's no, you see, they call it, there's the way, I don't know how to put it now. There's the way your vision, there's the way you live your life, there's the way it attracts people to you. There's the way that, okay, the way people look at you, and there's this way that, oh, we have the same kind of, thinking pattern. So there's the way life just bring those people to you. And, and that doesn't mean that once life brings them to you, you just make them your friend automatically. What you have to do is just, okay, look at them, examine their values. If their values is not related to yours, just dish them out. Let me give an example. When I went to serve in the north, and there were many people that I know because they were not my friends in the university. So everybody just came on a clean sheet. So, but there's a way I was living my life, even though we have coppers that are also there. But there's some people that I can't just mix with. Though I love them, I talk to them, but there's a limit to how we can communicate. Sometimes they need my help. I make sure that I will look forward to helping them, but there's a limit to how far we can go because their lifestyle does not sync. There's no synchronization between their lifestyle and my lifestyle. There are some things that they do, and you see, one of the things that help you to know the kind of friends you pick is your values. What are your core values? Your core values can be okay, fidelity, honesty, trust, respect. Once that this person is breaking what you have as a core value, just forget about them. You love them, but you cannot become acquaintance with them. You have to know, as I've said, love everybody, but you can't be friends with everybody. So your values, what you hold on to, what you believe, what shape your thinking is what help you to select your friends. And let me give you this caveat too. Sometimes too we tend to judge from afar. You have to be very careful at that. But there's a way you have to know once someone is coming closer to you. There's a way you begin to know. How do I call it now? There's a way you begin to vet what they believe. So if you see that this person is not, having the same belief system as you are, you have to just be careful. You know, the word says, can two work together except they agree. So that agreement is a vital component. Vital component. You must agree. So you have to be friends. You have to love people, but you can't be friends with everybody.
All right, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Uh, I I asked that question because I really want every one of us to learn that thing. That yes, as we continue in our the whole thing we have been talking about, community, humanity, and the likes. You see, not everybody will agree with what you are saying. As much as Martin Luther King Jr. is having idea of making everything for everyone, not everybody agree with him. Not even some blacks. Some blacks do not even agree with the ideology. They just believe that this guy is just saying nonsense. But then let's just leave him. If he dies, he dies. That's his own problem. You get. So no matter how much they are good people. But being good, that doesn't justify you guys going towards the same path. Right? The fact that someone is good, someone is okay, doesn't mean that you guys are working together. Right? So it's very important that you be able to recognize and then be able to read people's value. There are some people that they can do anything for money. They can do any single thing for money. As far as they see interest, they see the value that okay, this person has this thing. They attach themselves to you, right? That doesn't mean you should hate them. Love them. It's just that you guys cannot go together, right? Love them, and when they ask for advice, give them your honest advice and lesson. But then you cannot walk the journey together. Why? Now I want to add to that question that Janet asked. Another way for you to keep your vision going is for you to be able to speak with a futuristic friend. And that's one of those things that I do, right? And then one of my friends we do that a lot. How once I get tired of doing a particular thing, I can just message him or along our way of chatting or talking. I'll just tell him, guy, I'm tired of this thing. And then before I know it, he just do a voice note and tell you a lot of things, tell you break down some things for you, and then you just feel like, oh, all right, that's nice, awesome, thank you. Then you continue. So there are sometimes maybe he is down or at that particular time he's not getting what he wants at that particular time, or he's disturbed a lot. Maybe it has last maybe a day. What you just do, you just send me voice note, guy, this and this and this and this and then I'll just smile. I smile. Sometimes I will smile jokingly and then play around, and before you know it, it's up again. Right? Because we know that the value is shared together. You can always encourage. That encouragement can always make the person go ahead, continue that journey. Because so it's really important to along the way, right? So our final question we ask is about um mentorship. How do you approach someone, especially someone that you feel that has what you are looking for? How do you approach the person as a mentor? Or yes, how do you approach the person? Someone you have been seeing at like, okay, this person is having this kind of thing that I think I'm going towards. How do you approach them? Is it right for you to approach them? When do you know it is time for you to approach them? And what are the things to do when approaching them?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So I'll be speaking as well. I won't say a mentor. I won't say I won't say I'm a mentor anyway. But at least I feel that they ask me some questions, and I also speak as a mentee too. Now, okay, to speak as a mentor in quotes now. Now the thing is that if you come to me and they said, "Oh, I should help you with something," I'm also always ready to help you. But I began to see your response. Okay, I said, "Go and do this." you are not doing it. Go and do that. You are giving me stories. Go and do this. You are complaining. Even me, I will stop messaging you. I will stop, responding to your. I was like, this person is not serious. There was someone that when that was my finals. Okay, so the person came to me, now not like direct mentorship, but began to talk, and I could see that okay, this person need help, and I could help the person. So the person, when I just say, okay, do this quick, I get response. Okay, write this thing, person write it, do this. Even me, I was eager to help the person. I was eager to ask. Even before the person say something, I respond. So most people want people that will mentor them, but most of them are not serious with mentorship. Most time we don't value the time of our mentors. And you see, one of the way that I've learned this thing from people, and also use it to myself. There's people that will just come to your inbox, and you can just sense that aura of humility in them. They come to your inbox, and the way they are talking to you, the way they are responding to your message, you feel that, oh, this person is truly truly humble. And sometimes they begin to help you do things that you don't ask them for. They begin to commit themselves to your life. They begin to, okay, sir, what can I help you to do? But most of us just want to receive from our mentor, but we don't want to give out things. There's no one. Your mentor needs something. There's someone that keep. I just I began to help the person, and so along the line, the person, even before I even start to help the person, most times person just drop a message that, oh, what can I help you to do? Do you need help on this? I was like, see, for now, I don't need help. But then one day if I need help, I will reach out to you, because I see that you have this art to to actually, I won't say serve me now, but at least to offer your values too. So mentorship now, fine, your mentor has more to offer to you. It's also show that, oh, sir, in case you need this thing, I'm ready to help you. I myself, so I've used this a lot. I've won many people out by just serving them. Oh, sir, do you need this? Even before they ask me, I'll know this person I need this thing. I'll just do it. Wow, they're like, wow, I love this. Oh, wow, I love this initiative. Wow. And before I even ask them things, they begin to help me themselves. So I'm speaking now as a mentee now. But see, the point is that number one, you must have that respect and honor for someone that want to, that I want to mentor you, that I want the person to mentor you. But most of us, we just go to our mentors inbox. You just go to his inbox and you are saying, "I," and you do something again. Now, what do you want the person to say? You are saying, "I" to your mentor. I want the person to mentor you. The person may be kind enough and respond to you, and you are saying, "How are you doing?" Okay, the person is fine. And you know something again. 3 days again, "I." How are you doing? So the cycle just continues. So what do you want? Once you want to approach a mentor, hello, sir, this and this. Okay, I'm having challenge with this thing, this and this and this. Okay, I've done this, I've done that. How can you help? But most of all, you see, and most times I can know that you don't value my time, because I see that what you're asking me is something you can easily Google. You're asking me what is now, this might just be maybe exaggeration or maybe just kind of funny. But you're asking me what is a neutral of motion, or something that you can just easily go online and Google yourself. What you ask your mentor are things that the person has to say, even the mentor cannot search for it online. But most of us sometimes we are able to read what has been freely available to us or given to us. There are some questions that you ask your mentor, and the mentor will have to even think and and research himself before he give you the right answer. So there are two ways. The first one is number one, you must have respect for your mentor. And don't just be looking for mentor up and down. You yourself work on yourself. You see, there's a way that some people just come and mentor you. When they say that, oh, this person is serious with his life, you yourself you begin to attract mentors to your life. People want to be part of what you are doing, because they know that a little contribution to your life will go a long way to help you. So you too, you must also work on yourself. Don't be going from inbox to inbox. And you see, don't fall into that mistake of mentor me, mentor me. No, 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 no. And mentorship is per season. Me now, there are some people that I take them as mentors. Though I've not seen them before, but now one day I will see them. But before I could meet with them, I've gone online. I think some days ago, one of my mentors and the person I follow the person online. I read the person blog. Sometimes I even decided, okay, I went back to the first blog the person made, and I was reading it from day one. The person has written more than maybe 4,000 blogs, and I wish that I would read everything day by day. I'm reading his content. Some days ago, I had to go to, because I went online. I was searching for the person's name, and I saw that the person had some audios, and I got to a website, and the audios were paid for. They were not free. I had to pay for those, because I wanted to pay for them some times ago, but I keep postponing it. So this day I went to search for it, and I saw that they were not the way they were before. So the message were now scattered on the website to buy them. I was like, enough of procrastinating. I downloaded about 8 or 9 messages of the person that was paid, because I know that one day the message might have just gone off, and they might have taken it off the website, and it will, I'll not be happy about it. So the person is my mentor. I've not seen the person before, but now one day I will see the person. And but before then, I'm well prepared. The question I will ask him, they are question that he to know this person is prepared for me, not that question that you can easily read online about what he has said before. So it's just a two-way thing or three-way thing actually. So but don't just go from inbox to inbox, mentor me, mentor me, mentor, mentor me. And I'm not serious with even one of them that is trying to respond to you.
Wow, wow, wow. All right, this is lovely. This is great. Wow. All right. Before we close, any other question? Anybody with any question? I have learned a lot tonight. I've learned a lot tonight. Every night, there's always something for me to write, something for me to work on, something for me to adjust on and the like. So I hope it's for everybody also. All right. So once again, let's appreciate our facilitator, our way of doing it. Let's appreciate our facilitator. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank
Thank
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
I'm happy to be here, and I believe that.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. As I was saying, I believe that
Thank
we
you,
are going
sir.
to make use of this.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Favor. Yeah, as I was saying, I believe that we are going to make use of this mentorship section. We have, I think, about 4 or 5 sections to go. So please and please, as much as you can, get, and even beyond the mentorship, you yourself work on yourself, read. You see, there are a lot of things to do. The world we are in now, there's no time to be lazy again. If you are lazy, you see that time has gone, and your friends have left you, and they are gone ahead. They've gone ahead. So please and please maximize this section. Talk to your host. Anything you need, I'm sure is well resourced to help you out. So, and I believe that we are all going to fulfill our vision.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. About the tax I talked about, I will send it to our WhatsApp. So now it's where did I okay, 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 okay. All right. So tonight, we'll be reading about someone. His name is Adebayo Ogunlesi. I will type it here. So can I add this other person? All right. So let us go with him only. Should I? Okay. Okay. Let me do. Uh, yes. So I don't want to put the second person initially, but then just thought, okay, let's just put it. So we'll be reading about this two, Adebayo Ogunlesi and then Adogus. Uh, so tomorrow, ah, oh, sorry. So I said we'll be reading about these two persons, Adebayo Ogunlesi, and I've typed, you just check your chat box, you see the two names. So we'll be reading about them. Then tomorrow by 7:40, as usual, we talk about them, a little about them before we go to our class tomorrow. Right. So tomorrow we'll be having Mr. Olapade Stephen, right? And then I want you guys to come together. All right, you'll be learning a lot. You'll be learning a lot. And then but aside the learning, because as much as possible, I would not want us to be so used to the event, because the making of any person is not in event actually, is in the process, and the process is not done at event. Process is done where nobody is seeing you, right? It's done when nobody is even feeling that you are available, right? So the process of Dubai becoming what it is now is not what everybody was seeing when they were going through that distance, right? I remember reading the book um, the man wrote, and then he was talking about his father, how his father was visionary about some other stuff and the likes. Nobody even know about it. If he did not say it, you won't know, right? So the process is what you go through. You push yourself to go through that process. Don't just listen to this whole thing and then compile information, compile without doing anything about it. Like we said last two class, I guess, that pick something after every class, pick something you want to work on, even if it's just one thing. Now you've learned about thinking capacity, right? If you just that one thing, go online, go and search about it. You've learned about mentorship the right way. Go online, go and read more about it. What you read more, that little more is what sometimes that's what sticks to you, and then you get better understanding of it. But if you don't do that more, you just come like that, and then that's the end of it. So if there's an idea you are thinking of, go and study what you need to bring that idea to pass, the skills you need, and the whole thing. Write the process out. Where are you at the moment? Where are you going to? What are those things that you need to get to that place? Do it. All these little things are what makes up the whole big thing, right? So your idea will not just be in the book, or what you want to do will not just be in the book and say, I've written so many things down. Because if you look at some people's jotter, man, that jotter can become, if they said the jotter billions of dollars, right, it's worth it, because they have so much information there, so many ideas, so many old things, but they are not doing the action. They are not putting the little details that is necessary, the diligence, the discipline that is needed. They are not putting it. That's why they didn't achieve it, right? So please and please, I urge everyone to make use of whatsoever you've gotten, and that will be the end of today's session. That will be the end of today's session. I hope we've learned one thing or the other. So if you are with me, as usual, just say I, so that we know.
Hi.
Oh, awesome.
Hi, sir. Hi.
Uh,
Hi.
I.
Hi.
All right. Beautiful. Before the glow people will come around now,
Hi.
I know. The glow people, yeah, they start coming now. Right? Okay. So you guys should stay safe. Please stay safe wherever you are. Please, all the necessary
Hi.
precautions. I know the glow people will come around. All the necessary precautions, please take it and then ensure that you stay safe. So see you guys tomorrow. Um, take care of yourself and be good. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye, sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, sir. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Welcome. Thanks so
Bye.
much, sir.
You,
Easy.
sir.